Hear that, Sierra? Someone's been naughty. At least it's not your mum this time. Listen, I know I've been a bit grumpy recently. I don't mean to be. Sometimes things just get on top of me. But tonight, I'm going to make it all up to you. You hungry? Want some spag bog? Spag bog it is, then.
You going to tell me where we're going?
Am I not ready?
No, you've been very secretive about it.
No, it's not special. It's just a bistro, but the food's good.
Oh.
Why, were you expecting somewhere else?
No, it's just that... I'm not suitably dressed.
You look perfect.
For a bistro?
But you're going to stand out wherever you go. That's the curse of great beauty.
That's what flattery will get you everywhere.
It's not flattering. You're a beautiful woman.
You're not bad yourself. Shall we go?
She threatened to kill Naz, I heard her.
I didn't.
You only married him to get into the country.
It's not true.
Liar!
Everything was done properly. I have a right to be in this country.
I'm sure you do.
I should be at the hospital with my husband.
We need to talk to you first.
She did this. Everything that's happened is that woman's fault.
What happened to the husband?
Dunno. If you ask me, he was lucky to be alive. When we got there, he was out cold. The oven was open and the gas was on.
Really? Why?
No idea. There's no sign of any cooking. The place stank. One spark and boom.
I mean, she was trying to cover her tracks.
Maybe. Bit extreme. Mind you, what kind of man makes his wife sleep on the kitchen floor? That's what it looked like. If any man did that to me, I'd want to blow him up, or worse. Could you clean them both up and make sure they're fit to be interviewed?
We're going to have a fab night, and I'm going to make you the best spag bog ever. Magic spag bog. And after dinner, we'll snuggle up on the sofa and you can watch any DVD you like. Well, almost any. Then we'll fill the bath right to the top and you can have all your toys, bubbles, the lot. Would you like that? And I'll read you as many bedtime stories as you want. Perfect sisters' night in.
Thank you. So, this is your little bistro.
Yeah, well, I thought you'd like the surprise.
I do. I love it.
You know it's not been open long.
I know, I've been dying to try it. Apparently it's Michelin starred.
Is it?
You know it is. Stop teasing me.
Right, I've ordered the tasting menu.
I knew there was a reason I liked you.
And the sommelier wine tasting course.
You are spoiling me.
Yeah, well, what's life without a little indulgence now and again, hey, huh?
You do know that as soon as we walked in here, all the women were drooling all over you.
No. They were looking at you, consumed with jealousy at such an elegant woman.
Stop it.
No, it's true.
Why can't you tell me how Naz is?
They think he has traumatic brain injury.
What's that mean? Is he going to die?
We'll let you know as soon as we hear anything. You said Mrs. Bangor threatened to kill her husband. When was this?
She says it all the time.
Why would she want to kill him?
Because he loves me and he hates her guts.
She is his wife, yes?
Legally, yeah, but only because his family made him marry her.
It was a forced marriage.
He had no say. His mother said she'd cut him out of her will.
And after the wedding, you and Mr. Bangor carried on seeing one another.
Why shouldn't we? What we have means more than some piece of paper.
Did Mrs. Bangor know about it?
It's a small flat.
You didn't try to hide it.
It's none of her business. As far as Naz is concerned, she's scum.
Is that why he makes her sleep on the kitchen floor?
He wasn't going to let her sleep with him, was he?
Does he make her work for him? Cook, clean up, do his laundry?
Sometimes. Why shouldn't he? We all have to earn our keep.
Has he ever hit her?
It'd serve her right if he did.
Why?
Oh, because she's a moany old cow. But no, Naz isn't like that.
You sure?
Yeah. But I bet she wishes he was at her.
Why?
Well, because he ignores her. And that's worse. That's why she wants to kill him.
Really?
She says if she couldn't have him, no one else could.
Come on, don't you want to eat this? It's really yummy. Sierra. Come in here and sit up at the table. I'm not going to ask you again.
No.
Come here now, or you're not having a DVD.
If Narendra dies, will they deport me?
I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm just here to make sure you're okay. Those look nasty. Do you want to tell me about them?
It wasn't always like this. When the marriage was arranged, everything was perfect.
Arranged marriage?
Yes. Everything was done properly. My father, he borrowed a lot of money for the dowry. But Narendra was so nice to me. Everything was perfect until we came to this country.
And what happened?
He took up with that woman again. She makes him do terrible things.
Your husband did this to you?
He doesn't know how much he hurts me.
What, did you tell anyone? A GP?
I don't have a GP. Narendra said I wasn't allowed.
Oh, that's rubbish.
I don't think he was really listening when I asked.
Oh, everyone's entitled to healthcare. You just need to register with a GP, okay?
Yes.
If this happens again, you need to get it seen to. Is it, it's just on your arm, or is it all over?
Why do you want to know?
I have to report this.
No, please, you'll only make things worse.
You can't let people get away with
I
it.
can take care of myself.
Really?
It's that woman. She's very violent. When they fight, he takes it out on me.
There's no excuse, though, is there?
Once I get him away from her, everything will be fine.
I do believe that good food is an experience to be shared, and you are the perfect partner.
Oh. Well, that's rubbish. It would have tasted just as good with anyone else.
Oh, not at all. Anyway, who else is there? What, Valerie?
Well, why not? You do know that she's a little bit in love with you, don't you?
Valérie's a little bit in love with anyone in a set of trousers. I'm sorry, but I do pity the man who's eventually going to marry her. Maybe a good set of earplugs might be the trick for a wedding present.
Oh.
So tell me, what's a sophisticated woman like yourself doing working in a zoo like the Mill?
It's not that bad.
Oh, come on, it's a circus. And what about Al? I mean, is he allowed out without a chaperone? I don't think he can do his own shoelaces.
He's very intelligent, frighteningly so, actually.
Not to mention creepy. I heard about him stalking the other doctor.
Stalking?
Oh, come on, don't pretend that you don't know. Valerie told me all about it. I mean, her infatuation does have its uses.
It was all blown out of proportion, and, well, he's been lovely to me.
There's another one. I mean, have you seen the way she dresses? Oh, I think she's a closet Belgium.
What's wrong with Belgium?
Have you been to Belgium? Or maybe she's an android. I don't know, maybe one of Al's creation that's gone wrong.
That's awful.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But she's very sweet.
Yes, and so is Al. He was very kind to me when my husband died.
Yeah, I can't believe that you were married. Such a free spirit. It's not possible.
Oh, I'm not a free spirit. I'm very expensive.
And quite intoxicating.
Mrs. Banger's got bruises, scarring, and what could be cigarette burns. She said her husband did it.
That fits.
Well, I think that's what she says anyway. But apparently he wouldn't let her register with a GP, so...
He sounds like a real charmer. Makes her sleep on the floor, treats her like a skivvy, probably beats her.
Well, she's blaming the other woman. Doesn't seem to think her husband's done anything wrong.
They never do. You'd be amazed what these women put up with before they finally snap. I think forced marriage is totally barbaric.
Was an arranged marriage.
Arranged, forced, what's the difference?
Well, a bit, really. And apparently she didn't have any problems. Everything was fine until he brought her back from India.
Yeah, of course. But once he's back here, he doesn't have to pretend anymore. He's got the dowry. She's got no one looking out for her, so he can stick her in the kitchen, make her work, put cigarettes out on her arm.
Well, I'm actually not sure that he did that. All the injuries are on the left forearm and she's right-handed, so...
What, you think she did this to herself?
It's hard to be certain, but the pattern fits self-harming. And, she didn't exactly say that he did it. She said that he did terrible things to her.
Like what?
Don't know.
OK, thanks.
Oh, and by the way, you were wrong about arranged marriages.
Really?
Well, yeah, I mean, most arranged marriages are quite successful, apparently, with a very low divorce rate.
Only because the culture is ridiculously conservative. The whole thing's rubbish for women.
Seems like a sweeping statement.
What do you know? You're white and Welsh and a man. Go away.
Here's the big plane. Open up, quick. You can eat my name if you like. Or we could sing the song. Spagbog, Spagbog, that's the food for me. Sierra, there's nothing wrong with this. I can't keep making you different things. I'm not made of money. If you don't eat, you'll go straight to bed. Do you want that?
But the dumpling, you know, it's one of these things that has gone on for centuries.
If something snapped and you attacked your husband...
I didn't.
Self-defense can apply in cases of forced marriage, enslavement, torture, if he was tormenting you in any way.
The marriage wasn't forced. Everything was arranged properly.
Obviously not quite everything.
He lied about how much money he had and where he lived. But that was all. And that was his mother. She was only caring about the dowry.
Did he tell you he already had a girlfriend?
No.
So that's another thing he lied about.
Narendra is not a strong man, and he is besotted with this woman.
You don't have to defend him.
He's my husband.
And he did that to you. Or did you do it to yourself?
He makes me feel so ugly and stupid.
There's nothing to be ashamed of if you did.
I'm not ashamed.
We have people who can help you.
I'm not mad, and I don't need a doctor. I know exactly what I'm doing.
What?
If I can frighten him enough, he'll stop seeing her. Then I can get him away from the estate and start to make him a proper husband.
Sounds like you've got it all worked out.
I have. You don't know how dangerous this woman is. This afternoon, I thought she was going to kill him.
She was with him this afternoon?
They often get drunk in the afternoon and have sex.
They were drinking?
They're like animals. The things she makes him do.
Such as?
They like to hurt each other.
And Hester, what's up with these lapsang souchong? Is that really the only tea that you can drink?
I thought you liked Hester.
No, I do. I mean, I like everyone, especially Heston, an Englishman who understands wine.
And what about me?
Well, you clearly appreciate good vintage.
Anyone would appreciate this. It's delicious.
Not everybody does it justice. Karen, oh, I do like a good glass of Blanc Me. Any chance of getting it in a pint mug?
It's not that bad.
Well, Mrs. Tembe, well, I don't approve of binge drinking, especially, you know, I like to have a glass of sherry occasionally. It helps me to go to sleep and to pray.
Do you think she really does that?
You know, everybody has something. Nobody's in that much control.
Well, she isn't always.
Why, have you seen her lose it?
Might have done.
Tell me.
It was a couple of years ago. Howard had this intercom thing installed, and we had this nurse working at the mill who, it turns out, slept with one of the partners.
At work?
Apparently. I can't believe I'm telling you this.
Consider me your confessor.
Well...
The colour of the bruises on Miss Fraser's wrist suggests the injuries are older than she says they are. And the pattern suggests restraint of some kind. Ropes, cords.
Which would be consistent with bondage.
Could be.
And if something went wrong...
Well, yeah, we like it rough. We tie each other up. It's not a crime.
Anyone ever get hurt?
Nothing serious.
But it has happened. Why didn't you mention this?
I didn't think it mattered.
Your lover's in hospital with critical injuries and you didn't think to mention that you had violent sex with him a few hours ago.
We didn't do it this afternoon. We had a row.
What about?
I threatened to leave him if he didn't divorce her. He said his mother would never let him.
It was more than a row, wasn't it?
No.
Mrs. Bangor said it sounded like you were going to kill him.
OK, yeah, I was angry and maybe I pushed him round a bit. But when I left, there was nothing wrong with him.
There was Mrs. Temby, frantically pressing all the buttons on the intercom thing to try and make it stop. Meanwhile, Cherry, the nurse, was in with Howard, confessing to all the gory details.
I mean, everybody heard.
Yes, even the patients. It was hilarious.
What did Howard do?
Well, there was nothing he could do.
You know what? I can't work Howard out. Did you get him?
Well, probably better than most. We had an affair once, and let's just say that it gives me something of a hold over him. But not that I would ever use it, of course.
You might have to. The place is a madhouse.
Well, it would be worse without Howard. After the intercom fiasco, the place nearly fell apart.
I can't believe that Daniel and Zara are still together.
Yes, only just, though. You have to watch her. She can be very vindictive.
Tell me more about Howard.
Well, he was the one who managed to get Daniel to stay, and Jimmy. And, well, if it wasn't for Howard, Heston would probably be in prison now.
Prison?
Yes. Well, he punched some burglar or something. Anyway, apparently he was this close to being sent down.
I didn't realise the man had so many dark secrets.
Oh, and then there was Chris, who wanted to leave without, working his notice.
Why?
It's complicated. Anyway, Howard sorted it all out. He was brilliant, actually.
Chris, he's in Australia, isn't he? He must be. I can't bear being away from Gigi, and she's only in Paris.
How old is she?
5.
I would have loved to have had a girl.
Please, I'm going to be sick.
Sierra, you have to go to bed.
No.
Get into your pyjamas.
No.
I've read you 3 stories.
No.
All right, you can sleep on the floor.
No.
You know, when Gigi was born, I held her for the longest time. If I close my eyes, I can still see her. Her big eyes looking up at me. Here, look, this is maternal sports day. Quite an athlete, very determined.
Did she get that from you?
Oh, I don't know, perhaps. For her birthday, she wanted these trainers that made her run fast.
I remembered those. God, I didn't know they still made them. I got some from Chris once.
I told her that when she put them on and she went past me, she was a blur.
Did she believe you?
Yeah, of course, she's 5 years old. And she learnt a new word. She kept on running up and down saying, I'm a blur.
You miss her very much, don't you?
Like all the time.
She didn't know she was pregnant.
Apparently not.
Not sure I believe that.
See what this says. Following an incident at Northampton on May 16th, 2009, you were called to a disciplinary hearing where you were charged with a Category A offence, namely deliberate fencing. After After reviewing the incident, the panel found that the case was proven and issued a penalty. The panel decided that your licence should be withdrawn for 12 months.
She's not pregnant. She's lying.
Afraid not.
It can't be Naz's.
She says it is. It's easy enough to find out.
I don't believe this.
You had no idea.
Sneaky little. That's why she slit her wrists.
I'm sorry?
Not for real. She was faking it. Anyone could see that except Naz.
When was this?
A couple of months back. He totally fell for it. Said he had to stop seeing me.
Did he?
Yeah, for a while.
Why would he sleep with her if he hates her guts?
Because he's weak. And he's a man. And if she got him drunk.
And you didn't know?
No.
That's not what you were fighting about.
I trusted him. And I love him. I'd never hate him.
Go to sleep! What is wrong with you?
You have to let me tell Narendra.
I'm sorry. You can't see him yet.
This changes everything. His mother said she would buy us a flat if we had a baby.
Seems to have solved all your problems.
I was desperate to get Narendra away from that awful woman, that's all. Then I can get him back on his feet, help him find a job.
If he has brain damage, he may never get back on his feet. Literally.
Then I'll look after him.
And if he dies? We'll have to find out how he died, if he was murdered, who did it and why. And I'm thinking, if you told him you were pregnant...
I didn't.
Maybe he threatened to leave you. Maybe he felt trapped. Maybe he thought you tricked him and he threatened to leave you.
He wouldn't do that.
We know you were desperate enough to fake a suicide attempt.
That
You were desperate enough to kill him.
No.
You had his baby. If he was dead, you wouldn't have to worry about other women.
I didn't
You
kill
wouldn't have
him.
to worry about divorce or immigration problems.
It was an accident. He said I had ruined his life. He was going to run away with her.
So what did you do?
I threatened to kill myself.
Again?
It was all I could think of. I turned the gas on and put my head in the oven.
Of course.
But Narendra kept pulling me out. I've never seen him so angry.
Is that why you hit him?
I just pushed him away. He must have fallen on something.
Why didn't you call the ambulance?
There was so much blood. And I couldn't risk being sent back to India.
Thank you for... Well, I've had the most wonderful evening.
So have I.
I could listen to you all night. You're so entertaining.
And it helps having a delightful audience.
Do you fancy a nightcap?
Oh, after all that wine?
Oh, one more won't make any difference.
I don't know, maybe a coffee?
You can have whatever you want.
Now that sounds tempting.
It was meant to.
I've just spoken to the hospital.
And?
It's not as bad as they initially thought. He's regained consciousness.
Thank you. I know it sounds awful sometimes, but I really do love him.
Where are you going to have visitors?
They only make things worse.
Why?
It's over. I think I knew this afternoon. And I was a baby. Got what you wanted, then?
I've done nothing wrong.
Naz might not see it that way.
His name is Narendra, and he's better off with me.
Why? You don't love him. You don't care about him at all.
I can help him make something of himself. Make him into a good husband and a father.
That's not what he wants.
There's more to life than getting drunk and having sex.
You think that's all we had? You don't know the first thing about him.
He's my husband. I'm only fighting for what is rightfully mine.
It's Still think she's the victim?
Not so much.
In arranged marriages?
Not an arranged marriage, though, is it?
No?
No, it's more like a forced marriage, except she's the one doing all the forcing.
Imagine her looking after you.
I'm sorry, baby, I didn't know. It's not your fault, okay? It's mine. Do you want to sleep in my bed with me tonight? Yeah. No wonder you're frightened. You're just a little girl who's lost her mummy. Everything must be so confusing for you. I'm supposed to be making it better, not worse. I promise you, from now on, I'm going to be the big sister you deserve. I'm going to try really, really hard to make you feel safe and happy.
Love you.
Councillors form the backbone of our community. They shouldn't be hounded relentlessly.
I think Heston would be a perfect candidate.
Well, that's what I think.
Good morning. She's back. You're back. Am I? I thought I was still in Perth.
The council needs people like you.
I have had lots of bad publicity and I don't want to go there again.
I saw Mikey kiss you behind the old co-op.
The captain of a cricket club's